Yo, what's up, PM? Just out here going for a walk. I need to take a study break because, to tell you the truth, I've been locked up inside my bedroom for the whole day, sitting behind a computer screen, listening to lectures, and looking up pictures of penises on the internet. I cannot count how many hours I've spent looking at pictures of the penis on the internet. Never in my life I would have expected, I would have seen this coming, that one day I would be studying the penis in great details and with such diligence. You know, this is the most amount of dicks I've seen in a day, you know, more so than the amount that I've seen during my entire nursing career. But anyways, it's fascinating, man. It's fascinating, this human anatomy and physiology units. Yesterday, I was hanging out with Aram, and we were just in the car, and we were talking about how some guys, what was it? We walked by an adult store, and I said jokingly to him, do you want to come inside and have a look? And for those of you who don't know, the adult store, they sell, you know, like sex toys and stuff to do with the bedroom. And Aram said, how about we just go in there and pretend that we're gay? And I don't know how that conversation led us to talk about how he cannot understand how some guys would choose to become a doctor and choose to specialize in gynecology. Gynecology being the study or the specialty that deals with the women's reproductive system, you know, diagnosing, treating conditions related to the female reproductive system. Aram said he cannot imagine how a guy like him would choose to be in that specialty, because it would feel like it's not coming from a genuine professional reason. And he feels like if a guy was to become a gynecologist, he would be a weird person, like he would be a pervert or something like that. And I don't necessarily agree, because I'm studying about the system now, and I have to say it's really technical. And for some guys out there, they're drawn into a certain type of specialty because of its technical aspects. People say, you know, like doctors and nurses, you've got to be compassionate and you've got to look after people. Not necessarily true, because a lot of people, they're drawn into the medical profession because it's just a lot of problem solving and lots of technicality. But I do understand, you know, like at the end of the day, you're treating the person, and if you don't have good people skill, if you cannot be sensitive about certain topics, you're not going to make a very good doctor. You're going to be a really good specialist, you're going to know a lot of stuff, but if you don't know how to interact with people, then, you know, like, people are not going to take you seriously. And I do get that, but let me ask you this. Would you rather a woman or man treat you when you have problems with your down below? Me personally, I don't really give a frick. You know, when I'm that sick, when I need someone to look at my below and I want to be treated, I don't really care. I have a problem and you have the knowledge, the qualification. It doesn't matter if you're a guy, a woman, black, white, Asian. It doesn't matter. If you got the training, if you got the knowledge, I put my trust in you, and that's how it should be. But I do understand why Aram would feel that way, and I would understand as well if you're a woman and you see a guy like me coming around to treat your condition, and it's a sensitive issue, I do understand why you would want to have someone of the same sex around. I do get it 100%. But man, talking about this system, you know, the sexual, the reproductive system, it's so freaking fascinating. I didn't know this before I studied this unit. I didn't even know there's such thing as the blood-testis barrier. Do you know what it is? It's basically a barrier separating, where do I start? Do you know that your sex cells, your sperm and your egg cells, they are technically not genetically identical to the cells in your body, because that's the reason why they have a separate name for those cells. They're called gametes. Basically, how they differ from the rest of your body cells is that they only have 23 chromosomes. In comparison to your other body cells, we have 46 chromosomes. Why is this important? 23 instead of 46? It's because, you know, we all know we need a sperm cell and an egg cell to make a baby. And we are the products of our mom and our dad. The combined chromosomes from our parents is what makes us us. So our sex cells are different in that sense. But I didn't know that without the blood-testis barrier, the sperm cells, the developed sperm cells, might be recognized by our body as being foreign invaders, because they do not have the same amounts of chromosomes. So in that sense, if there wasn't this barrier in place, our body would start to attack our own sperm cells, and that would be disastrous. You know, you would want your sperm cells to develop so that one day you can pass on this genetic material to your offspring with the help of a woman or someone with with eggs. But yeah, it's really fascinating. And then when it comes to the woman, man, I could talk all day, but this video would be so freaking long. But yeah, it's all making sense now, and I sort of understand the way men and women act, because we have a blueprint in our DNA on a cellular level. Let me elaborate on that. When a woman is born, when a baby girl is born, she has a limited amount of eggs, and this number decreases as she ages. So at birth, a girl has 2 million egg cells. I'm not going to bore you with the technical details, but just know that a woman is born with a finite amount of eggs, and a man, he keeps on producing sperm cells, you know, ever since puberty until the rest of his life. Basically, unlimited amount of sperm. In a healthy male, that is, you know, he can keep on producing sperm like that. But the woman, there's such thing called menopause, in which they stop ovulating because they have no more eggs anymore. The egg count is depleted. So a baby girl is born with a limited amount of eggs, and even before she reaches puberty, through, you know, local mechanisms, the eggs start to undergo meiotic division. Meiosis is different from mitosis. Mitosis is the, how do I say this? It's the duplication of, you know, like normal body cells, but meiosis is the duplication of sex cells. So even before she reaches puberty, meiosis starts, but without the support of hormones like luteinizing hormones and follicle stimulating hormones. Some of these egg cells, when they start to develop, they don't have that hormonal support. They actually deteriorate and degenerate and undergoes what is called atresia. So even before puberty, their egg cells numbers start to decline already. So by the time that they reach the prime age of puberty, 15, 16, their egg counts have been depleted tremendously. And then throughout the course of a woman's life, she only probably ovulates about 400 to 500 eggs. So already I have a sense that I sort of understand why women are so freaking picky and they always want the best guy, because that's their biology. They've got to give the eggs to the most optimum, the most suited candidates. They cannot be sleeping around. Whereas guys, from one spermatogonium, we can produce up to 4 spermatozoa. So from one germ cell, from one male germ cell, when it undergoes meiosis, we get 4 genetically distinct sperm cells. And for women, meiosis 1 produces 1 primary oocyte and 1 polar body. The polar body is basically useless. It does not divide again. So already it's an uneven division. And at the end of meiosis 2, when the egg gets fertilized by the sperm to become an ovum, it produces the second polar body, which is also useless. So in that sense, one woman's egg can only produce 1 final product, so they are limited in that sense. And that's why women are so freaking picky. That's why men are so careless. That's why men die. That's why men sacrifice for their family. Women also sacrifice in that they take on the birthing process, which is like 9 months, carrying a foreign body, well, not foreign, but like carrying another human being inside a uterus. So yeah, we all sacrifice in some sense, and it's freaking amazing. I can talk about this all day, but our biology, yeah, it gives us a blueprint for how we should act. The sperm got to travel to the eggs. So many freaking sperms got to work together to break down the barrier outside the egg so that one sperm could get in. And the egg, the reproductive tract of the female is so hostile to sperm. It's acidic, and so that's why semen has got a lot of alkaline, and all of these fluids, all of this nutrition for the sperm to make its journey from the testes to the egg and the uterine tube. There's so many freaking things that can kill the sperm. It's so hard for sperm to get to the egg, and I get it now. I get it why I have to start shit. I have to initiate conversations. I have to approach people. I get it how men gotta do this. It's our biology, man. It's so freaking fascinating. Anyways, I'm gonna walk back now. Hope you didn't really take notice of what I said. It's just mindless rambling, really. I just find it interesting. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong. God bless, and I'll speak to you soon.